And that's exactly where the Angels were trying to learn about the other day when they made a stop at NASA headquarters here in the Houston area.
How you doing? Zach, nice to meet you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Welcome.
I appreciate you having us. It's awesome.
Honestly, everything we saw today was pretty mind-blowing. Like the beds they sleep in up there, and just how they're floating around the thing all day. Like it was awesome to see.
They don't sleep standing up, do they?
They don't. I mean, it just depends on what you think standing up is, right? So.
Well, like vertical. You know, it's pretty special just seeing everything that goes on behind the scenes. And again, we're very thankful for, you know, Angels and NASA hooking us up and be able to see this. It's a dream come true, honestly, and just to kind of see what's going on, and it's unbelievable.
Say someone threw 105 miles per hour, how fast would that be in space?
It's a great question. So to even get into space, you have to get to a speed of 17,500 miles per hour or 23,000 kilometers per hour. So let's say you're in space, you're already traveling at 17,500 miles an hour. You throw 105 miles an hour, that's 17,605 miles an hour, give or take.
It's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Try that out maybe one day.
Nobody's hitting that.
Yeah.
I think I'd go to space. Probably have to pack up some like Taco Bell or something for the road, but I think I could. You know, I'm pretty good with like small confined spaces. We're pros at what we do, and they're pros at what they do, and someone has to do it, and we're just so thankful, you know, that they're there for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you
yes, sir. Thank you.
Pretty cool mission control.
How about throwing 17,000 miles an hour? I take my chances on the mound still.
We can't hit 17. Series finale from Houston coming up. Angels batting order is brought to you by Irvine Auto Centers. Wade Meckler leads things off. Mike Trout's hitting second in center field again tonight. Nolan Shawnoel batting third. Zach Meadows the shortstop and cleanup hitter. Moises Ballesteros DHing. Grissom at third base. Josh Lowe in right field. Tyler Heineman batting eighth, and Adam Frazier ninth, with Peter Lambert, who's done a really nice job. He has been a steady force in the Astros pitching staff this year.
Yeah, he has been outstanding. When you look at his secondary pitches, they've been unhittable most of this entire season. Fastball is good too. He's been the most consistent, really, starter they've had all season long. Without him, they might be in trouble. My go-tos, though, to have success against him here tonight is power that middle zone fastball. He's given up 9 home runs versus his fastball. It's got to be in the zone to do some damage, but don't overswing on those secondary pitches. It's the 201 batting average with 69 punch-outs on his secondary pitches. He's got quite a few of them, and he's been real dominant since he's moved over to the third base side of the pitching rubber. So that little bit of a crossfire is more difficult for the hitters to see the ball out of his hand now.
Just about ready to get started here tonight with Lambert on the third base side of the rubber. That new way for him to pitch. Who knew? He had to go all the way to Japan to try to figure things out. He comes back after his time with the Colorado Rockies. That didn't go very well. And all he had to do was shift over from one side to the other.
And the odd thing is, most pitchers, right-handed pitchers, generally were on that side of the pitching rubber for a long, long time. Be able to get inside against, you know, the right-handed batters, but also stay on that outside part arm side against the lefties.
There's basically a change that happened in the beginning of the minor league season for Lambert. He didn't make the major league team right away, as Meckler rolls one toward the middle. Altuve backhand, quick throw, but no chance. Meckler is safe as he runs out a base hit.
No one can catch the Mech.
No one.
No one. That speed going down that line, that defense behind Lambert here today. He got Allen, who said this would be his 357th career game at shortstop. 4 defensive runs saved, taking over for Jeremy Pena, who was hitting the hand last night. He's been always a real solid defender. Altuve up the middle. Also there at second base, Paredes. Wade Jr., our old buddy, over at first base for the Astros here tonight.
Late night Lamont over there at first base, where Wade Meckler joins him after that burst up the line. 30.6 feet per second, past elite speed. Took 4.09 seconds home to first. Altuve couldn't do anything about it. Mike Trout at the plate. Good to see Trout in there after he got hit on the hand yesterday. He's been hit a few times on that hand this year, and he flinches there as Lambert came close to it.
Well, you're going to do that, especially when you see somebody hit in the hand the day before. As a pitcher, you're going to go right back inside on them.
Yeah, your pitcher is just not a lot of empathy.
We're such friendly people.
2 balls, no strikes as Trout Fouls one away. Well, it's still dog eat dog out there in some ways. Maybe not the way it was when you played. And guys were crushing each other at second base and at home plate.
Yes.
Collisions and a lot of fighting back then. But that pitcher's still trying to get that hitter out.
Whatever advantage, especially a future Hall of Famer at the plate.
2 balls and a strike on that future Hall of Famer Trout, who flies one foul and out of play, and it's 2-2. Trout has a homer this year off of Peter Lambert, or at least has one in his career against him. Lambert has faced the Angels a couple of times this season, both at Angel Stadium. 2 home runs to the Big A on June 10th. Trout hit one in the first inning of that game against Lambert. And now 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Wait a minute, is this a 3-2 count?
Well, we checked 2 of Trout's boxes there. One mentioning a first inning homer that he hit in the past off of Peter Lambert at Angel Stadium, and 2 now full count.
Yes.
So this is as Trout gets. First inning homers and full counts galore. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Trout. There goes Meckler. Trout strikes out, throw to second, and Meckler is safe.
That changeup, a real good pitch for Lambert. Trout doesn't chase a whole lot out of the strike zone. But that swing, even though no contact was made by Trout, I think because he leaned over the plate enough on it, it made the throw for Vasquez a little more difficult to make.
Turned into an easy stolen base for Wade Meckler. Angels have been running a bit more here over the last couple of weeks. For Meckler, his 6th stolen base is yet to be caught. Here's Shonowell lifting one toward right center. It's Cam Smith moving over in the gap, making the catch. Smith with a good arm as he lofts a long throw to third, but Meckler beats that, and now 2 outs with the Mech 90 feet from home.
You can see some, that leg and knee every once in a while. He's a little bit sore, but he's going to play. He's going to play through it, and he's still flying all over the place.
It's an Energizer Bunny over there at third base right now. Wade Meckler showing off his speed and just willpower that he has, persevering to this level, and he's done well for himself even at this level.
By the way, that's impressive, getting a stolen base with that dirt being as wet as it is in that first inning.
2 outs. Yeah, you got to go mudding to get a stolen base here with that infield dirt. They wet it heavily before the games here.
You could even see where he was taking his lead over to first base. The difference in that dirt over there as he tried to get some traction.
Yeah, you got a lot of footprints on the field now that belong to Meckler, as Neto bats here with 2 outs. Lifting one towards shallow right field. Smith coming in for it. He won't get there. Base hit. Zach Neto has an RBI once again from the cleanup spot. Wade Meckler scores. The Angels have a 1-0 lead.
55th RBI. Neto just punched that ball. Not major exit velocity, but contact. A little Sammy Hagar not driving 55 with 55 RBIs.
The Angels get off to a good start here with a 2-out base hit from Neto driving in a run. It's a lineup change that we have seen over the last couple of weeks now. The Angels offense has hardly been setting the world on fire here. It's still a team that is struggling to score runs, but different wrinkle with Meckler leading off and with Neto batting in the cleanup spot. You have a different sort of table setter there in Meckler, and you have Neto, who's turned into more of a power hitter anyway, trying to drive in those runs. And when Neto has an RBI, the Angels are above 500.
I wonder if he's going to be trying to steal the base himself here.
Pretty big lead at first. He's thinking about it. He's going. Pitch out, throw to second. He is out. So Neto caught stealing for the 11th time. The Astros were all over it. And Neto is out to end the inning. Grayson Rodriguez is on the mound for the Angels. Last 4 starts have been better. He really struggled in the outset of his return. He's had a couple of starts that have certainly not gone well, but in the last 4 starts he's given up 3 runs or fewer in 3 of them, at least starting to point in the right direction.
I mean, we know that velo in the fastball has been 98, but it's his feel for his changeup. With a lot of these lefties in the lineup here today, that changeup, it's got to be a big pitch for him. My go-to is for Grayson to keep it going here today, and we're going to talk about that shortly. They need to get that length out of him here today with the bullpen situation set up. and see if he can get back to being that dominant pitcher he was in 24.
Sammy Natera officially put on the IL today, and Rodriguez has a pitch comm issue before we even get started here tonight, at least on his end in the bottom of the first, as he'll pitch with a lot of friends and family in attendance from Nacogdoches, Texas, a couple hours away. Easy trip, however you get your transportation from there to here. As we see the Astro batting order with Wade instead of Walker at first base and leading off today. Alvarez DHing, then Paredes and Altuve. You do see a handful of left-handed batters in the lineup, and well, the Angels' new mantra from a pitching standpoint of watching these guys pitch to their strengths more often. We'll see how that plays out in terms of the pitch mix for Rodriguez here tonight.
We've seen the guys not, I mean, we saw a lot more changeups yesterday for Arena compared to that one before. Same thing with the slider for Clausen.
2 fastballs that miss in the early going. There is the family section for Grayson Rodriguez, who has pitched just once here at Dyken Park. You know, he kind of grew up a couple hours from here, a couple of hours from Arlington, Texas. Sounded like he was more leaning toward the Astros when he was growing up. As the count here, 3 balls and no strikes. So I'm sure either way, a thrill for him to pitch in the Texas ballpark.
And it's never easy too when you go, especially when you have all your families and friends here, just to try to relax yourself and not overthrow. You see those first few pitches, he was overthrown so far.
And nowhere near on any of these, and finally one a little closer, but it's ball 4. And a quick walk for Lamont Wade.
My go-tos for Grayson have a solid game here. Close to home for him today. My go-tos are just that late tilt on the breaking balls between his slider and curveball. 13 punch-outs between the two so far this season. But combo that 4-seamer and changeup arm side. So every once in a while that 4-seamer down, but then combo with that changeup down.
Here's Jordan Alvarez taking ball 1 on a curveball. Alvarez with just 1 hit in this series, but still MVP numbers for the year. Still leading the American League in all 3 of the Triple Crown categories. So the average has fallen a bit. The home runs have stayed stagnant, so he's not as comfortably ahead as he was. But Rodriguez still hasn't thrown a strike. 6 pitches now.
It's a little bit of a delay with the pitch count, and all of a sudden it's a different feel for him.
Alvarez has not done anything against Rodriguez. 0 for 10, a few strikeouts mixed in as well. 2 balls, no strikes, and that was close, but no cigar. 3-0 on Jordan Alvarez. An inauspicious start here for Grayson Rodriguez with 7 pitches and no strikes.
I think he's going to be swinging here, though, for sure, if it's close enough.
Rodriguez aims one in, and that's the first strike thrown. No Bronx cheer from the family section there for that first strike. Coming on the 8th pitch.
That was a good spot on that one, too. You can't go up there swinging at that pitch, even 3-0.
And 3-1's not close. So 2 walks to start. And Rodriguez not looking terribly comfortable on the mound as he allows Wade and Alvarez to reach.
And on the defense behind him today, you got Josh Lowe out in right field. He's been really solid. 1 outfield assist so far. 18th game out in right field. He's moved all around different position. 1 defensive run saved in his career in right field. Generally a fly ball pitcher, Grayson Rodriguez. You got Trout and Meckler out there with him in the outfield. Grissom, Neto, Frazier playing second base. Sean Well and Heineman behind the plate.
Got 3 games here and then 3 in Arlington, so we'll get our full swig of Texas here over the last 2 series that the Angels play on this road trip. And all it does really is just replenish my thought that indoor baseball, I wish they'd open these roofs sometime. I know it's 100 degrees here, and you know, they really can't on days like this, but indoor baseball just doesn't have the same feel. We're going to have 3 more days of it. First and second, nobody out. Isaac Paredes takes ball 1. You know, I'm going to sit Monday night at Angel Stadium and see the view, and I'm going to just have a big sigh of relief will just wash over me.
Well, that's so important.
It is. Well, I'm the one talking, so.
Yes, it is. Yes, you are.
My mood is the one that has to be catered to. Yeah. 2 balls, no strikes on Isaac Paredes. First and second, nobody
Hey, how
out.
about a ground ball double play right here now, Wayne?
Well, I'd like to see the Rodriguez throw a strike. That's 1 out of the first 11. And now the second strike is the first one to Paredes. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, thankfully they didn't challenge that one.
Lance Barrett, the home plate umpire. You'd almost never see an umpire give a corner to a guy who hasn't thrown much of a strike yet. That's off the plate as well. It's 3-1.
Shocking to see that too.
Has to be a lonely feeling even with all your family here.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Sometimes when you get in these ruts like this, you start aiming your pitches. It's the worst thing you could do. You just got to think about playing catch.
Rodriguez, or rather Paredes, hits one toward right center, and that falls in. Trout couldn't quite get there, and the Astros have him loaded with nobody out. Ball hung up for a bit as Trout made his way over toward the gap in right center. Seemed to get close to it, but couldn't quite get all the way there. And it's a base hit for Paredes after the 2 walks to start.
And Wayne, a lot of times, and my theory behind this too, is when you're on the mound, you haven't thrown a lot of strikes, you're not quite as on your toes to make a play. And I think that may have come into it. You're on your heels a little bit when you throw that many pitches out of the strike zone, because generally you think of Trout being able to run that one down.
Ball was hit hard, 100 miles an hour off the bat. Here's a grounder to third, scoop by Grissom, throws it home and throws it away. So the Angels had a chance for at least the out at home, probably a double play off the bat of Altuve, and Vaughn Grissom with an error scores a run, and nobody out.
And I think that's definitely going to be a double play ball. That was hit right at him. He threw from that arm angle too, and runs away from him. Good play. Ball was hit hard. But yeah, I think you have a great chance. Sometimes on that one you think double play. Bottom line is think out at home first. That's the most important one.
So the Astros catch a big break there because this bases loaded, nobody out chance could have been 2 outs with runners on second and third and nobody in. Grissom with a throwing error on the play at the plate. Houston on the board, still no outs, and it's 0-2 on Dalton Varsho.
Best fastball so far tonight there for Grayson Rodriguez at 97.
Popped up. Meckler in left center comes in a few steps. Alvarez the runner at third. He will not tag up as Meckler throws a one-hopper to the plate. Good enough throw to keep Alvarez at third.
I think especially with no outs, you're not going to take that chance. 1 out, you might have seen him tag it up and try to score on that.
Bases are still loaded with 1 away, and Taylor Trammell due up. Trammell getting the start in left field tonight. Another left-handed batter here. A couple of walks to start. Paredes punched a base hit to right center. Altuve on a ground to third with a run scoring on the throwing error by Grissom. As Houston gets on the board, but Rodriguez still with a chance to pitch out of it and keep it tied.
If you could escape this inning with just that 1 run allowed, feel real good about this going forward for Grayson.
Corner infielders are in, middle infield back. A swing and a miss on a high fastball. Some life to that now.
98. That's a little angry 98.
Rodriguez is a big man, and he has a lot of extension on the mound too. So that 98 will get on you very quickly. Count is no balls and 2 strikes on Taylor Trammell. And that's in there. Strike 3 on the outside corner.
Still a lot of work to be done, but that's a perfect spot. You can't place a pitch any better than that. In all those years, those conversations with Jim Palmer when he's at Baltimore, he always knew that 0-2 paint the outside corner at the knees will freeze a hitter a lot and often, and that's exactly what he did.
So 2 outs, and now it's Cam Smith. Smith with the bases loaded here. He's been swinging the bat well in the month of August. He's hit .340, a home run in this series, giving him a grand total of 17 home runs on the season.
He's got some power.
That's a nice year if he hits 17. Sometimes. Strike on the fastball, and it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Cam Smith. You know, can that ever be a wake-up call to a pitcher who's kind of struggling with his command?
And all of a sudden, I mean, remember those first few fastballs were 93, 94, and all of a sudden now 97, 98, and he's going, I got to do this now. I got to go out and take it upon myself to get through this inning.
Big fastball there, 1-2. He went from having this uncertainty about him at the very beginning to all of a sudden having so much more confidence after the error was committed. Snapped him out of whatever funk he had fallen into against the first couple of hitters. But still needs 1 more strike and 1 more out to end this first inning. Trying to limit the damage. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Smith. The breaking ball skips past Heineman. It goes to the backstop, and the play at the plate is too late. Yordan Alvarez sneaks across on a wild pitch, and it's 2-1 Houston.
And they're checking that to see if they got him. Grayson keeps looking in there. I'm not going to challenge that one.
It's a little closer than it looked like it was going to be as the ball skipped back to Heineman a bit, but Alvarez seemed to get that foot in there.
Extremely close, though.
Very close. You could kind of see Rodriguez's point that he brushed the heel of Alvarez before Alvarez touched the plate. We're not really going to find out what the adjudication would have been. Here's a chopper to short as Zach Neto scoops that up and throws out Smith. So the Astros get gifted a couple of runs. An error and a wild pitch helped them across as Houston takes the lead. Now, the Angels didn't challenge this play at the plate, but looking at it again, it's very close. Grayson Rodriguez with the glove. Does he touch the heel of Alvarez before Alvarez reaches home plate? It looks like from that angle that he may have.
It looked like he touched his heel.
Moises Ballesteros takes a strike.
By the way, the size of those two guys at the plate, I know the Texans are playing the Raiders right across town here. That looked like a football play at the plate.
No balls and a strike on Ballesteros, DHing here tonight as he chops one foul. Let's take a look at it again. I mean, you can see the glove up against the heel, and on the one angle on the left, you can kind of see that glove, that wrist move a bit.
Yeah, the glove and wrists are moving.
It looks like it would have been worth the challenge. It's hard to say what would have happened there because often we see call stands. But on a play at the plate, you see teams often go for it because that's a run right there.
Because a lot of times that foot never necessarily touches the plate, too, because it's up in the air, separated.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Ballesteros. The Angels elected not to challenge on that play at the plate. Although looking at those angles, there was a case that they could have won a challenge. It's also a case that it would have been call stands, which we see a lot even on ones that look obvious. Well, that one in Baltimore last night.
Yes. By the way, almost got out of that inning with just 1 run allowed, too. Still 2 runs allowed with, bases loaded, 1 in and with no outs. Still overall pretty decent job by Grayson. Hopefully put up some zeros from this point forward.
Yeah, both of those runs unearned as Ballesteros fouls one back, 2-2. This is the guy the Angels would like to see get moving here.
I was just saying the same thing. I mean, if they get him rocking, he can make a big difference in this lineup, give better balance in the lineup, especially from the left side.
Kurt Suzuki said, new team, he's probably pressing a little bit.
And remember, he's still so young, too.
He's very young. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ballesteros. And he's being asked to catch more than he was in Chicago, so a little bit more added to his plate. He's just 22 years old and a guy who has certainly conquered the minor leagues as far as hitting. I don't know how much more he would need to prove at AAA at this point. He can hit. He just has not shown that yet in an Angels uniform. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ballesteros.
Good battle here, too. Never threw a slider before that fastball there. He hasn't been throwing his slider as much, more of his slurve. Changeups has been a big pitch for him.
Ball 3, so the battle continues here. The full count on Ballesteros. Peter Lambert facing the Angels for the 3rd time this year, first time in this ballpark. as Ballesteros crushes one right center field. Smith goes back. It's over his head and off the wall. Ballesteros heads for second base, his first extra base hit as an Angel, and that's the swing that they traded for. That ball was absolutely crushed.
Exactly, 107.4. Been waiting for that swing. That was a changeup, hard of the plate, and it was crushed. What a swing that was. He had to feel real good about that. Even got a chance to talk to him a little earlier today to say, hey, just slow it down. And you can tell by that hole at bat. It didn't help him out, didn't chase, got to a 3-2 count, and then crushed the ball.
Right off the 370 sign out there in right center field. So Mo Baller with his first extra base hit as an Angel. And now Vaughn Grissom late on that fastball from Lambert, 94.
He didn't quite have the launch angle to get that over the wall because he crushed it. It's a 20-degree launch angle, so it was on the line right at the 370 sign.
It's kind of how he hits, and I don't know if he's ever going to be a guy who has enough launch angle to hit home runs consistently. Here's a ball shot up the middle and a base hit for Grissom. Ballesteros is being sent to the plate. He's trying to score the tying run. Varsho's throw is cut off. It's 2-2 on a base hit by Grissom.
Vince Vaughn Grissom right away doing his thing. Gave him a little love on the pregame show, saying in the lineup today he's had some success against Lambert. Good swing there. RBI single. Now 48 RBIs for Vaughn Grissom.
Gets the run back too after the ball he threw away in the bottom of the first. So Grissom now 3 for 4 against Lambert this year. And the Angels 2 runs on 4 hits out of the first 6 batters that Lambert has faced. Here's Josh Lowe showing bunt and taking ball 1. But I keep saying it, he's faced the Angels a couple of times already, so they've had some looks at Lambert already this season.
I really love that swing by Ballesteros on that changeup.
Yeah, that looked like the guy that we saw in Chicago.
Yep. Hyundai key for the game today. Going Queen today with Adam Lambert, Peter Lambert on the mound. I want to break free to get that offense, get him going again, break free. So far, so good.
There's a bouncing ball, reaching for it. Allen can't get it. Base hit. Grissom goes first to third. Josh Lowe has a single. 3 straight hits to start the inning.
Well, they want to break free. Here they are already.
I know you were really spending a lot of time on what to choose today for the Hyundai key. You went with Queen because of the Adam Lambert, Peter Lambert connection.
Yes.
We were kicking around Stevie Nicks and Winger today.
Winger today too.
Now, Peter Lambert in some trouble. He's not on the edge of 17 like Stevie Nicks, but he is on the edge of giving up a few more runs here in the second inning.
I love these swings so far against him.
Pitching coach for the Astros, Josh Miller, on the mound as Lambert's allowed 2 runs on 5 hits to start. There are the Lamberts.
Yes, I'm telling you. They can do it all.
They really do have.
They can front Queen, and they can also deal on the mound with 8 wins so far this season.
I mean, the eyebrows are very similar. They got if Peter Lambert gets the tweezers out, he could really look like Adam Lambert. Tyler Heineman, the batter. He's bunting. It's a good bunt to the first base side. Runner trying to score. Wade will throw to first as Grissom comes across. Heineman with the RBI and the bunt, and the Angels a 3-2 lead.
Excellent safety squeeze on that one. You can't lay that down any better than that. He's a tremendous bunter.
You know, it takes just a little bit of magic to get a bunt down like that.
Yes, and he can perform some magic. He did on that bunt.
Well, Heineman with a perfect bunt on the safety squeeze to score Vaughn Grissom. Angels have a 3-2 lead, and it's Adam Frazier with Josh Lowe at second base and 1 out. As Frazier looks at a strike from Lambert.
There hasn't been a whole lot of scoring early in this series, but this game has.
Yeah, the breakthrough finale here as the Angels and Astros will not see each other again after tonight for the rest of this season. Been tough for teams to score this much against Lambert since the beginning of July. This is only the 2nd game in which he's allowed 3 runs. given up 2 or fewer in all the others, and he has not allowed more than 3 since June 29th, a game in Minnesota when he allowed 4. The ball in the dirt gets away, and that puts the potential 4th run at third base as Lowe goes on a wild pitch.
Looks like they're going to bring the infield in now too for Adam Frazier. Outside, there's a lot of action here early. That was well out in front of the plate, and that's a slider that he hasn't thrown as much in the month of August as compared early in the season, going more with the slurve and his changeup.
I'm sure the Astros too have to think about with Lambert, the role of fatigue along the way. Frazier with one out to first, trying to score. It's Low. Throw home, Low around the tag. He is out. The home plate umpire, Lance Barrett.
He said he tagged him on the arm.
Kurt Suzuki said, "Go touch home plate in case we review this." And it looks like the Angels will review. Well, there was a play at the plate in the bottom of the first in which it looked like Grayson Rodriguez tagged the heel of Yordan Alvarez.
Los Angeles is challenging the out call at home plate.
The Angels did not challenge that one. They will have a Mazda manager's challenge for this one, as Josh Lowe seemed to slide around the tag attempt to Vasquez.
And he stayed within the area where he can go back and tag home plate. I don't know where he tagged him. I know that.
Yeah, where did he tag him?
Yeah.
It's hard to tell entirely from that angle. Looking at the video board.
Video board didn't look like he tagged him there.
There's a little possibility, I guess, that the catcher's mitt, the very top of the mitt, bumped the elbow of Josh Lowe. I don't know.
You feel pretty comfortable.
Well, from that angle, definitely not.
Yes, and that, they only showed it up there once on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Not showed it anymore.
Good point. From
Usually,
that,
if they feel he's out.
From that angle from behind,
yes.
he doesn't touch him.
No.
Now the call on the field is out, so they need to be able to overturn it.
But there's enough to overturn that.
That angle from behind, from third base, seemed to show that Vasquez missed Josh Lowe. Showing that one on the video board again, where
there's, I mean, even on the video board, everyone's like, uh-oh.
Yeah, it's hard to tell on that angle from the front. From the back angle, though, it did not look like it. We could show that one again from the third base side. That seemed to be the best angle to tell if Vasquez touched him or not. Lowe said no. Lowe said it. I don't think he got me.
No, he was right away saying there's no way. But the longer it takes, you just feel like it's going to be the easy way to say stands.
This is the angle from the front of the play.
I don't think
he got him.
No way he tagged him on that one.
I think Lowe touched the plate anyway on the reach for it there. So, you know, he went back and touched it with his foot. I was surprised he was called out even initially.
Yes.
So we've seen a couple of angles now where it doesn't appear that Christian Vasquez tagged Josh Lowe.
After review, the call is overturned. The runner is safe. Los Angeles will return their count.
Well, there we go. The Angels do get the run on the play at the plate. Lowe did get around Vasquez, and it's a 3-run inning.
What a slide. We talk about Heineman being the magic man. That was a magic slide there.
Well, I wish the umpire would have called it right. We could have had the big call. We need all the help we can get in here, you know.
Yes.
2 outs with Meckler at first. So Meckler is at the plate here. Frazier is the runner at first.
There is some action here early on.
A lot going on.
Wow.
The Angels now lead 4-2. 1 out in the inning. It was on the sacrifice bunt from Heineman.
What a slide.
That was a perfect slide. Christian Vasquez did all he could with the glove extended. As Frazier is running, a bouncer back to the mound. Still a throw to second, and it's botched. It gets past Nick Allen. Everybody's safe. Frazier running on the pitch, and Lambert bounced the throw to second base.
I'm telling you, I like when the Halos play this kind of baseball where you're aggressively sending runners putting pressure on defenses. You see, that was a forced quick throw. If he's not going, he can relax, and that's probably a double play ball.
We've seen the Angels moving quite a bit over the last few days. It's been a much different style of play here since the trade deadline, really. But noticeably, even in this series, that this team's running a lot more. Swing and a miss by Trout, and it's 0-1.
I did like that swing for Trout. He doesn't swing at the first pitch a lot, but after you make a throw like that as a pitcher, chances are you're going to throw one in the strike zone just a little bit higher than Trout wanted, though.
Swing and a miss again, and it's 0-2. On the play at the plate, they gave Wade an error. Should have been just a fielder's choice RBI.
Yes.
Well, that doesn't seem right. An error given on Lamont Wade's throw home, allowing Lowe to score. Should have just been a fielder's choice RBI for Frazier. The error takes the RBI away. That wasn't an automatic play at the plate.
It was just a great slide to avoid a tag.
Yeah, the catcher caught the throw.
Yes.
Where's the error? That's an absurd error. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Trout again can't reach the high fastball, and that's strike 3. They have not made an official ruling on the play with Lambert throwing to second base. Now they have. It's an error on him for not getting the out at second. So fielder's choice, putting Meckler at first and Frazier going to second on the error, which is technically the second error of the inning, but really should have been the first. Here is Shawnuel. He takes strike 1 from Lambert.
This is the second inning, right?
This is the second inning, and the Angels.
There is some action.
This team doesn't score a lot of runs, so we're not used to seeing all of this happening early in the game. The Angels have come out fighting tonight. Shawnuel almost got hit.
I almost got the jersey. Good take there on that changeup.
Shawnuel's been one of the team's best hitters with runners in scoring position over the last month. Really, he's been one of the best hitters, period, for this team. It's been a nice 6-week run here for Nolan Shawnuel.
Ooh, he had a pitch right there. Cutter.
2 balls, 2 strikes. He's the 8th batter in this inning. Angels have 4 runs off Peter Lambert. That's just 1 away from the most he's allowed in a game this season.
His 44th pitch coming up. Bullpen used quite a bit last night for the Astros.
Through 5 1/3 innings all told in the game yesterday. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Nolan Shawnuel. That's upstairs for ball 3. So the runners will get a head start. Good speed out there between Frazier and Meckler. Hit hard, but right at the second baseman, Altuve. 8-man bat in the second. 3 of them score. Josh Lowe making sure that he came across on a beautiful slide around a tag attempt from Christian Vasquez.
Welcome back to Houston, where the Angels made a roster move earlier today, placing Sammy Natera Jr. on the 15-day injured list with back spasms retroactively to August 17th. He hadn't pitched since last Tuesday anyways, so the Angels decided to make that move today. He's now back in Anaheim, not here in Houston with the team anymore. So they were playing short, so Sammy Peralta is here in the meantime, needed to make a decision. So this was the decision, the best thing to do, to try not to rush him. No timetable, but they did say he's getting better every day. Hoping it's quick, but they really won't know until he gets off of the mound. But guys, the Angels also, as you know, haven't announced a starter for Sunday's game in Arlington. Would be George Clausen's day. Yusei Kikuchi, who is here with the team. Kurt Suzuki said he is also an option as well.
Well, thank you to Jane Doe down there, our reporter on the sidelines, our unidentified woman. As Nick Allen leads off here in the bottom of the second with a base hit for Houston. But Yusei Kikuchi he's been around the team all week, throwing a couple bullpens, and the Angels are kicking around a win and how to bring him back into the rotation.
Well, he's feeling good. He's feeling good right now. And I know with the younger pitchers in there, with Clausen and Urania, maybe to try to give an extra day, maybe have a 6-man rotation, but it looks like he's ready to go at this point, especially if he's on the road trip here. You would think he's got a chance of pitching on Sunday.
And the question would then be, well, do the Angels go to a 6-man rotation, just add them into what they have, or would someone come out of the rotation? Now you have 2 big injuries in your bullpen too. You have Bachman already out, and you have Natera, who's been added to the IL today. There's a 1-out to first base. Shonowell plays it to second. Neto has that throw to Rodriguez.
I'll
Double
tell you
play.
what, that was an incredible play all the way around. Shonowell did a nice job of fielding that ball, getting himself in a good path to make the throw to Neto, and then Neto leads Grayson Rodriguez to first base. You talk about textbook here. Look how far he comes in to make sure he has that clear path to make the throw, and then the quick turn by Neto. 3, 6, 1. One of the most difficult double plays to turn.
That was about as easy of a turn for the pitcher on the receiving end to receive the ball. Rodriguez, a big man, looked pretty natural taking that throw at first base.
Always the key is to don't get yourself caught up in going the stretches if you're a first baseman too early, because it limits your amount to move one way or the other way. So you get to the bag first and then look for the ball, and then you reach out for it.
It's in there for strike to Lamont Wade, who walked and scored in the first inning. A couple of unearned runs in the bottom of the first. The Angels recaptured the lead with 3 runs in the top of the second.
I really like that play right there. Everyone did that one exactly right. It all started with that good throw from Shonowell to Neto. Just a great job of clearing that lane to make the throw to second base.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's the best changeup we've seen tonight from Grayson Rodriguez, and a strikeout to end the second. Angels are teaming up with the world of anime for Anime Night at All Angel Stadium Monday, August 24th, when the Guardians are in town. Purchase the special Anime Night ticket package and score an exclusive Naruto Angels jersey giveaway. Angels.com/Naruto to purchase your ticket package. And of course, channel your inner chakra at the Big A.
Yes.
I think that's what Mark Langston's doing tonight.
Oh, definitely.
Channeling his inner chakra as he celebrates his 66th birthday today.
66th birthday for Bernie Goes Boom.
It's a couple of years on you.
Yes, he's got me covered. I still go back to what a miracle it was here a few years ago.
That ball is rocketed up the middle. Altuve snags it, and a long throw to get Neto. 1 out here in the third. It's been well chronicled that Mark Langston had a medical episode here at Dyken Park, Minute Maid Park, then several years ago, in the radio booth right as the game was about to start, and somehow, thanks to a paramedic being up here as it was happening, saved his life.
Happened to be here too. I mean, you talk about a guardian angel. That's exactly what Langer had. Langer was a tremendous pitcher, unbelievable fielder too, but he was a mid to upper 90s guy. Incredible curveball too.
As you chronicle baseball from that era, Mark Langston is criminally underrated for being how good he was amongst the pitchers in that era. He won a lot of Gold Gloves, never won the Cy Young, but he was always in the league leaders in strikeouts during that time. Pitched in some big games too, especially when he was with the Angels, and then in the World Series for the Padres.
By the way, that was still a strike to Tino Martinez, too.
Yeah. Yep. 1 ball, 1 strike on Moises Ballesteros.
Been lucky to know Langer for such a long time. We were together in an All-Star game in the Southern League in '83 in Chattanooga.
Wow.
We became friends at that point. And both made it at the same time up in '84. I mean, he was just fun to watch on the mound. He was incredibly competitive. And he had tremendous stuff, too.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Ballesteros, who flips one toward left center field. Long run, Varsho after it in the gap as he makes the running catch. He robs Ballesteros of what would have been his 2nd extra base hit tonight. But we have seen 2 encouraging swings from Ballesteros today.
Another great swing going the other way. Varsho is so talented out there. How much ground he covers. Ball is going away from his left-handed batter. Remember, he just became an astronaut too long ago. He's played games here before, but hasn't played a lot of them. So that's pretty impressive to be able to run that one down like that.
Yeah, a lot of angles in the outfield here at, not angels in the outfield.
Yeah, I was going to say, is there angles in the outfield?
Angles in the outfield here in Houston. As you see all the nooks and crannies that come with this ballpark. Not as many as when center field was even further back and had a little hill out there and a flagpole. What are they doing putting a flagpole on the field?
Why wouldn't you? I still remember this. Eric Gagne had that stretch of consecutive saves. And I think it was Dave Roberts in the outfield running up that hill, stumbling, and reaches over and grabs it. Would have been a home run.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Vaughn Grissom. Had an RBI hit in the 2nd inning. That's going to be challenged by
Pitch
Vasquez.
called a ball, the catcher's challenging.
More immediate
That's
challenge.
going to be a strike.
Yeah, this will be strike 3 to end the inning.
Powers
by
overturned
T-Mobile.
on the strike. Houston has 2 remain.
MVP in the American League is really 1 and then 2, as Yordan Alvarez has almost lapped the field at this point with the year that he's put together. Junior Camanero's had an incredible year, helping the Tampa Bay Rays to the best record in the American League, but there's no stopping Alvarez and what he has put together this year. The clear-cut MVP in the American League. Not quite as clear in the National League in what's a 2-horse race between Pete Crow Armstrong and Shohei, but Yordan Alvarez, in a year without Aaron Judge, has certainly put himself on the top of the field.
He's having an Aaron Judge type season for the Astros.
Judge is still not back, and there's still no word really on when he will be back for the Yankees. Alvarez,
some baseball activities.
It's a fly ball toward the left field line, and Meckler takes on the sidewall. That is a fair ball, and I think it bounced up out of play. This is an automatic double for Alvarez on a ball Meckler couldn't get to down the line. And Meckler says to check it. He thought it was foul. We will check it.
Yeah, they want him to check that one.
See if the Angels agree as we look here.
That looked like that was fair. Play was right on the chalk.
Meckler was surprised that ball landed fair and was called fair, but it is a fair ball and a double for Yordan Alvarez. So that's only his 2nd hit of this series. And the strike is into Isaac Paredes.
See, it's going right down the line, right by the chalk. It's actually inside the chalk. Talked about how difficult a left field it is. No foul territory down that left field line, too.
That's why you can't always trust the player's judgment on when to challenge or what plays have been inaccurately called, because that was very clearly a fair ball on replay, and Meckler thought it was foul. Paredes pops one up toward first. This is Nolan Shonowell in foul ground.
Good change up there. Got him out in front.
1 out with Alvarez still at 2nd. Well, there's center field now in Houston, and here is how center field once was. The flagpole out there, Towles Hill, the outfielders stumbling around, even Andrew Jones, the Hall of Fame defensive player. There's our guy number 17, Lance Berkman. He conquered Towles Hill.
Elvis.
Fat Elvis. It took It took
Glad you said I did. Just in case he's walking by at some point.
It took a 17 to conquer Towles Hill.
Yes.
That's how we do it.
Yes.
No balls and a strike on Jose Altuve. We need to hire Michael Kay's campaign manager next year.
Yes.
No balls and a strike as Altuve fouls one off, and it's 0-2.
Try to get him to chase something off the outside corner right now. Try to have breaking ball.
Alvarez at second with one out. Altuve fights one foul behind home plate, still 0-2.
Back inside on that one. We talked about how far off the plate he is. So now you have him aware of inside. So you would think as long as it's down, up and away, he could still make contact with it. It's a great view right there how far off the plate he is. His front foot's almost out of the batter's box.
Swing and a miss. Rodriguez blows the fastball past Altuve.
And it was on the outer half. Couldn't catch up to it. And elevate it. Good fastball again. Another 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
Foul tip by Dalton Varsho, and it's 0-1. The Angels with a 4-2 lead. Grayson Rodriguez returning home to Texas from Nacogdoches, Texas. One of Central Heights High School. He's actually born in Houston. As Varsho, it's a fly ball toward the left field corners. Another one for Meckler as he moves toward the 1A track and handles this to retire the side. Well, that leadoff double fell in. But that's it for the Astros in the third. Friday, August 28th is Zach Neto bobblehead night here on your Halos against the Phillies. Hey, there it is. And be one of the first 25,000 fans to receive that Zach Neto bobblehead seated next to his locker. Courtesy of Circle K, angels.com/promotions. All little details in the locker, the glove.
That's tremendous.
It's a very nice looking bobblehead. Save me one.
I got you covered.
I'll be there on Friday, you know. I'll be there with the Angels tomorrow as they're in Arlington on Apple TV. You'll be off tomorrow.
D-Train, I said, hey.
I will. I guess you're not coming to the game then.
Oh, yeah, I'll be right there.
Josh Lowe leads off here in the fourth. He looks at a strike. You can get on the bus and come tell him yourself if you want.
Yeah, I'll go hang out. I'll get you guys some coffee.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That's a strike to Lowe, and it's 0-2. Lowe had that great slider on the tag of Christian Vasquez. They did retract the error from Lamont Wade, who should not have been given an error, and now has not been. His throw to the plate, Lowe just slid around the tag. That's a baseball play, and had nothing to do with an errant throw.
Talked a lot about that with Josh Lowe. This is an excellent athlete. How well he runs. Remember, he got thrown out trying to steal a bag yesterday. Didn't quite get that jump he normally does.
2 balls and 2 strikes, a rarity for Lowe. Entered yesterday's game. The all-time greatest stolen base percentage in Major League history. Taps this one over third and has a base hit. So Lowe's 2 for 2. Lines a single the other way to start the 4th inning.
He's got a really solid series working. It's 4 hits already in the series. Make that 5. He had a home run in game 1. So 5 hits. Just punch that way. Maybe we'll see that stolen base percentage go up.
Angels have been running quite a lot tonight. Meckler stole a base early. Neto was caught stealing. We saw Frazier on the move when Meckler bounced a ball to the pitcher that turned into an error. The Angels have been pushing the envelope. Now Heineman bunts toward first. That stayed fair. And on the throw to first base, Heineman is out.
That's another sacrifice bunt.
And that ball stayed fair. Kind of had a A little bit of a hop at the end.
What was the
fair.
exit velocity on that one?
So it's 2 sack bunts for Heineman. He had one earlier that scored a run. A sacrifice bunt on a safety squeeze that knocked in Grissom.
It was 33 miles an hour off the bat. That's pretty impressive.
Now sacrifice bunt puts Lowe at second base.
No official bats yet for Heineman.
Just bunting his way through. Here is Adam Frazier. And an RBI on that fielder's choice in the second inning. That was the reward for taking the error away from Wade, is that Frazier ends up getting the run batted in, which he deserved.
Oh wait, Peter Lambert has allowed 10 stolen bases in 12 attempts this season.
This is Adam Frazier against Peter Lambert here.
Well, you got to put them together.
Well, we don't have to do anything. You already did it. It is out there in the zeitgeist.
Yes, it is. Everyone's checking out those comparisons now.
Oh, everybody. No question about that. Everybody's tuned in. No balls and 2 strikes on Frazier as he hits one in the air right center field. This is struck well. Back for it, Cam Smith out near the wall. That ball off the bottom of the fence. Josh Lowe comes home easily. Adam Frazier gets into one. It's a long RBI double, and the Angels have a 5-2 lead.
What a swing that was for Adam Frazier. It's a left hook for Frazier. Off the wall. Just another add-on run. Lambert has had a tough time here today.
This ties his season high in runs allowed. He gave up 5 against the Rangers back on May 17th. He's allowed 4 or fewer in every start since. But a 5 spot tonight, and still another man, Frazier, in scoring position now. So he gets back to the top of the order. Here's Meckler taking a ball that goes to the backstop.
This has been an odd game for a team that's battling for that postseason, leading the division, the Astros, but they've had a tough time here so far.
Well, they'll still be leading the division no matter what after today. They have a 2-game lead, but this has been an ugly one so far for the Astros, and the guy who's been their most reliable starting pitcher this year has let him down so far tonight. Peter Lambert's allowed 5 runs on 7 hits in just 3 1/3 innings. Infield in. Ball 2 to Meckler. Texas leads Washington 1-0 tonight. Jacob deGrom reached his 2,000th career strikeout, and a few others as well. He has 8 in the game.
I wonder if we were going to see him, but he's back out there now.
Corey Seager's homered for the only run in that game. It's ball 3 to Meckler. Angels and Rangers will start a series in Arlington tomorrow.
Rom says, I'm ready to go tonight. I don't want anything to do with the Angels.
Yeah, they've knocked him around.
Yes.
Reed Detmers will face Mackenzie Gore.
Part 3.
Yeah, the trilogy. It's like Arturo Gotti and Mickey Ward.
Or Rocky.
Well, Rocky and Apollo, they had their 3rd fight behind the scenes, remember?
Yes.
The end of that one movie after they hugged on the beach. 3 balls and a strike on Meckler. And it's ball 4, so another base runner. And Mike Trout, who's the only one who's had a tough time with Lambert tonight, will stand in here. Maybe our Kia player profile will get Trout in the mix here against Lambert. He's 1 homer and 1 steal away from becoming the 10th player in Major League history to have 425 homers and 225 steals. It's a list of guys who either are in the Hall of Fame or should be.
Yes. By the way, I think Gary Sheffield should get some more consideration there too.
Every one of those guys should be in the Hall of Fame.
By the way, you sometimes forget how fast Reggie Jackson was too.
Wouldn't have pegged him for having that many steals. Two balls, no strikes, and Trout laying off the pitch that he's been swinging through most of the night.
Trying to bring that down lower in the strike zone so he can get some lift to it.
Two balls, no strikes. And that's ball 3. So Lambert not getting the chases from Trout that he got earlier in the game. And now with the runners on the corners, well, the Angels have a real chance for a big inning here.
Don't be surprised if Trout will be swinging 3-0 for something down in the strike zone.
It was in there, and Trout fouled it back. 3-1. Angels already with 5 against Lambert. First and third here with 1 out. It's a high strike to Trout. He wants to challenge it.
Pitch called a strike. The batter challenges.
Trout had a couple that went by yesterday.
By a lot, I think.
And this challenge, powered by T-Mobile, will be ball 4. See, Mike, it's okay.
Call is overturned.
Tap your helmet every now and then.
Yes.
That was 3 inches above the zone. My goodness. It's one of the most egregious ones we've seen all year. That loads the bases as Trout has won a challenge for the 7th time this year. All 7 have either overturned a pitch that ended up being ball 4 like this one, or overturned a pitch that would have been strike 3. So they've all been at bat changing wins for Trout every time that he has won a challenge this year.
This is a chance to really distance yourself right now for the Halos against the Astros. In this ballpark, you got to keep adding on.
No balls and a strike on Shonowell. Bases loaded, and that's in there for strike 2. Lambert has not been terribly effective with anything, but especially that cutter tonight. He hasn't thrown many of them.
Bullpen action going now for the Astros too.
Brian King flipping the ball into your living room.
I know.
No balls and 2 strikes on Shonowell. Missed with the changeup, and it's 1-2.
So far, the Halos have done a nice job with that changeup, not chasing out of the strike zone, forcing it in the zone. It's a pretty good swings against it so far.
Angels with a 3-run lead. They have 3 more men on base. And Shonowell just throws his bat at that, flips it toward the left field line. It's falling, and it's caught by Paredes. What a catch that was, with his back to the infield, over his shoulder to Rob Shonowell.
How did he catch that baseball? Thought he had no chance at that one. I mean, where he's playing and how far he's got to run, is basically just throws his glove up there. What a play that was. Hopefully that's one of those plays you don't look back and say that's the reason why this game is stay close and they have a shot.
Shonowell robbed of an RBI there, would have driven in a run. Neto lines one through. That's a base hit. Scoring is Frazier. Meckler holds at third. It's the 2nd RBI for Neto tonight, and a 6-2 Angel lead.
That's 3 well-hit baseballs today already for Neto. The last time up at a rocket, right to Altuve made a play. That was 104.6. Magneto is back. That's the way you get it going. Threw him a fastball upstairs. Not a good thing to do against Neto. That was a rocket through the infield. Might be it. Getting close to that point.
Peter Lambert now has allowed a season-high 6 runs. And 3 more men on the bases that belong to him as Brian King enters for the Astros. Angels baseball on ABTV is presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. Hello. By Villa Ford of Orange. Step up to the plate and drive home a winner today at Villa Ford of Orange. And by StubHub, a proud partner of Angels baseball.
Going to be the Angel fans by the Angels dugout, as always here.
Well, they have had a lot to cheer for tonight. The Angels have 6 runs on 8 hits. They've knocked the starter Peter Lambert out of the game. Now Brian King is in for Houston. Facing Moises Ballesteros, who has hit 2 rockets tonight. One a double off the wall in right center, and the other caught by Dalton Varsho just before the wall in left center. Angels with a chance to bust it open as Ballesteros fouls it back. Had a good cut.
I really like his swings so far. 2 really good swings. And that's a good swing there too against a lefty.
Ooh. King buzzing Ballesteros with the count now 2 balls and 1 strike.
And a good take there. Now you got to center in on a fastball middle part of the plate.
Hit the other way. It's a base hit for Ballesteros. Meckler comes in. Trout heads home. The throw is too late. Ballesteros heads for second. He has 2 RBIs, and the Angels are up by half a dozen.
Great swing again. He got that fastball hard of the plate, elevated, and crushed that one too. 3 really good swings.
This is the guy we've been waiting to see. We knew it was in there. And Moises Ballesteros has had his breakout game as an Angel here tonight.
Yeah, great swings. Love what you're seeing. Another line shot in the air.
Ball 1 to Grissom. So now 8 runs allowed by Lambert. It's just 1 shy of his career high, which happened when he was with the Rockies in this ballpark when he faced the Astros in August of 2019. He allowed 9 then. He's allowed 9 today. Ballesteros and Neto come home on this 2-run hit by Vaughn Grissom, and the Angels have put up a 10 spot here in Houston.
Loving seeing that. Wedding crasher. Vince Vaughn Grissom driving in 2 more with a double. 3 RBIs already tonight. Slide of the plate. Nice swing.
Peter Lambert charged with 9.
That'll bump that ERA up just a little.
Not allowed more than 5 in a game all season. But he has 9 on his ledger today. His ERA was 3.11 coming in. Now it's 3.68. Rough night for Lambert.
So we want to break free. The Halos offense has broken free today.
You think Brian May is going to take him back after this one?
I don't know.
Josh Lowe, as the Angels have batted around here in the 4th. Led off this inning with a base hit. A lot of hits the other way too for the Angels in this one. We've seen 3 doubles, 7 singles, 10 runs, 10 hits. And this has been an outburst.
This crowd is in shock here tonight.
Angels have not scored 10 runs in a game since July 8th when they put up 13 in Texas. In Arlington, Texas, to be exact. We're in Texas now, too, I'm told.
Is that right? You know it all, Wayne. I don't know how you do it. How do you do it?
Angels also scored 10 runs on June 9th against the Astros. That was at Angel Stadium. And a 10-2 lead. This one's hit up the middle off the shoe of King. Deflects to Altuve. And his throw is just barely in time to end the inning. But a big inning. 6 runs come home. Moises Ballesteros and Vaughn Grissom drove in 2 each, and it's 10-2. Now the Angels' in-game box score is looking healthy right now. 10 runs, 10 hits. have the 4 through 7 batters. Neto, Ballesteros, Grissom, and Lowe with 2 hits apiece. Grissom's driven in 3. Ballesteros has had his best night as an Angel. He's had 3 great swings tonight.
Really like this swing. Really like it. Same thing with Grissom today too, swinging the bat. But Ballesteros has hit everything extremely hard. Took a great play by Varsho to rob him of another double.
Just call the strike. The batter challenges.
Challenge powered by T-Mobile.
Super close.
Well, let's see how it turns out. It's a strike.
Call is confirmed. Houston has 1 remaining.
Grissom now with 50 RBIs on the year with his 3 in this game. The Angels have a 10-2 lead. It's a changeup for a strike. Rodriguez has thrown a lot of fastballs in this game. Fell behind early, walked the first 2 hitters. They both came around to score, although both of those runs were unearned. Rodriguez almost pitched out of it.
Crazy thing in that first inning, his first 9 pitches, 8 were out of the strike zone. The next inning, he threw a total of 9 pitches, 8 were in the strike zone. Crazy 8s.
We see all the fastballs he's thrown here. And Kurt Suzuki talked about Rodriguez looking pretty sharp in his bullpen earlier in the week. So there was a lot of intent with the way Rodriguez was pitching in his bullpen in between starts. As Trammell, it's a tapper toward Grissom, who charges in and fires. Shonowell catches another wide throw and gets the out.
You showed that stat last night.
The league leader in catching wide throws. We've seen Shonowell have to sprawl out along the bag, and he was able to do so here.
The stretching. Mr. Flexible.
That's 1 for the wide throw column. Inspector Gadget. 1 out here in the 4th inning as Cam Smith stands in, grounded to short his first time. There's a strike.
It's odd how that first thing, maybe there's a little bit of delay after the warm up. Then you had the pitch calm. It took a while to get that right for Grayson Rodriguez. He was 93, 94. All of a sudden, everything you're seeing from his fastball is 97, 98 cents. All of a sudden, throwing a ton of strikes. Said 8 of the first 9 were out of the strike zone. Since that, he's been pounding in the strike zone.
Since then, 8 balls and 38 strikes after 8 balls and 1 strike to start. That's an impressive turnaround. Smith inside out's a ball foul. What does that mean, though, when you hear the manager say he had a lot of intent in his bullpen?
Well, a lot of times you'll see guys just you just get the feel for the incline on the mound. But his bullpen session was, when he says the intent, he was throwing all his pitches exactly where he wanted to throw, almost game-like conditions.
He swings and misses Cam Smith here for strike 3. So Grayson Rodriguez continues to produce with that fastball tonight. That's his 4th strikeout.
Number 97. Again, going back to that bullpen session, sometimes you basically in your mind you're envisioning a hitter up there. How am I going to get him out? So you carry that from that bullpen into the game action with that same intent.
2 outs, and here is a strike on a fastball to Nick Allen. Rodriguez family in attendance.
Liking that velo on the fastball.
As Allen rolls 1 to short, Zach Neto scoops this. So Grayson Rodriguez has mowed through the Astros over these last few innings.
They're loving it.
Now the Angels have had their bats rolling through the order here tonight, especially 4 through 7, led by Zach Neto.
8 for 12 with 2 doubles, 6 runs, and 7 stakes. Some damage done 4 through 7. Good swings using the whole field and some rockets. Here we are in Houston. You have to.
Absolutely you have to.
By the way, how about that nice little swim move by Josh Lowe? Avoid a tag at the plate too. That was a big play.
It was a tremendous play as well. As Josh Lowe slid around that tag at home, and now here's Heineman, who's had 2 sack bunts and now an inside out swing for a base hit to right.
Because I want to be on the bases here just for fun.
Another hit, the 11th in this game. Heineman is on.
Just punch that ball the other way.
The Angels hit parade continues. Now the number 8 batter involved.
Zach Neto approved by that swing. He says, you know what, now you have an official at bat. You're hitting 1,000 in this game.
So the 4 through 9 hitters now have combined for 10 of the 11 hits. They've driven in all the runs. And Frazier had an RBI double his last time. He cranked one to the wall in right center. Also drove home a run in the second on that slide at home by Josh Lowe, working around Christian Vasquez. Frazier has another hit. That ball was roped to right. And the first 2 are on here in the 5th inning. The Angels keep on going.
These at bats, 4 all the way to 9.
There is Tatsuya Imai getting ready in the Astros bullpen. Let's see where Houston's thoughts are when it comes to Imai. They're trying to get him straightened out.
17 different starting pitchers used this season. 17, and they're in first place.
It's a pretty large number. No balls and a strike on Meckler. Too high for some. 0-2. Speaking of 17, now the Angels have 12 hits in this game. 17 would be a new season high. They've gotten to 16 a couple of times. 17 certainly would be the magic number.
Yes.
First and second with nobody out as Meckler fouls one back. Fat Elvis. You made me do it.
Yes. I'm that kind of guy.
Okay, I think so. Meckler fights one off, still 0-2.
There is some serious hush in this crowd here tonight.
Kind of a quiet building all series. Normally you come here and it's a loud ballpark, especially when the roof is closed. Normally get pretty good crowds here. The Astros are in first place, such as it is. They do have a chance to win the American League pennant.
Those pitchings have been solid. So
Meckler hit on the helmet. Hopefully the helmet took the brunt of that. Munson is out. Meckler still seems dazed.
Yes.
Fastball up and in from Brian King, and Meckler taking that pretty flush off the helmet.
Such a great kid, such a great competitor. You hope he's okay here.
It's certainly been a bright spot for the Angels this year. Seemed like the helmet was at least able to provide some coverage there, and Meckler seems to be pleading his case that he's feeling good and he's going to stay in the game, it looks like.
He's unbelievable.
Some redness over the ear and the side of his face. Maybe they're trying to talk him out of the game, and it looks like they are going to take him out. So Meckler will walk off the field, although he walks off on his own. Imagine we'll see Jose Siri. Oh. Got him right on the ear flap. And Siri goes in as the pinch runner.
Absolutely no intent on that one, too, from King. You could tell just the way his reaction was. Same thing with Vasquez behind the plate.
Vasquez immediately called over to the Angel dugout to come out and help out Meckler. As Siri now at first base. Bases are loaded here. And Mike Trout will face Brian King. Angels already with a big lead. They're up 10-2. And Trout with a broken bat liner that's caught, flipped to second base as Frazier is ruled safe.
Might even look at that.
It was a pretty close play as Frazier was frozen there for a moment. Altuve quick to cover. And Houston will not challenge, I don't think. Trout is out on the line drive to short, and that's it. One out.
Yeah, just I don't know if he even stepped on the bag out there, but he got his hand in there before.
So here's Shotwell. He's the only Angel that has not reached base yet in this game.
He had a stretch there where he'd been on base quite a bit in a row against the Astros.
He was flat out robbed on his last at bat when he popped it down the left field side, and Isaac Paredes made a terrific catch in shallow left field. 1-1 strike on Nolan here. Shotwell speaking with Jeff Fletcher in the Orange County Register yesterday about his goal of winning a batting title someday. And if he keeps on doing what he's been doing over the last few months, last couple months really, I'm sure you can add some strength and power to his frame as well. Make some of those line drives even harder to catch. As he hits a ground ball to first base here. Wade throws to second for the force out. Return throw to first, not in time. Shotwell beats it out to get an RBI. Heineman comes in, and the Angels lead 11-2.
That was well done there also. He picks up an RBI. See that foot in there just before King was able to step on the bag.
So 2 outs, and now Neto will bat as we send it down to Erica.
Yeah, Nolan was talking about how that has been a topic of conversation with Brady Anderson the whole season. He said he thinks for himself if he really put in the focus and the time, he could be a batting title winner. He can compete in that aspect, but it's a lot of work. He also said it's legitimately something that's been floating in his mind ever since Brady Anderson was talking to him about it. But ever since he took a step back and focused on hitting line drives, he said we've been winning more games, and he didn't want to say it's because of him, but it's certainly been helping the team. Gooby, I know you've been talking about that a lot the last month or so.
Yeah, Eric, you know, the bottom line is everyone thinks because he's big and strong like that, maybe more home runs, but he is a line drive contact hitter. That's how you win batting titles. That's how the Wade Boggs and Ichiro and those guys win batting titles.
This ball is hit out toward left center. It's deep, and it is gone. Zach Neto absolutely rips one. A 3-run homer. Neto has driven in 5 tonight, and it's been all halos here in Houston.
He's been Magneto all night long. Took a real good play by Altuve on a rocket to second base to keep him from having a perfect night. That was 107.6 off the bat. That's way out there in center field. 428. He's back. 21st home run of the season. That's a you know, he's hitting a couple fastballs up today. That's back-to-back elevated fastballs, and it's crushed.
So Neto,
Pitch is called a ball. The catcher challenge.
as Vasquez wants to challenge, 14-2. Neto now has 11 RBIs in 10 games as the cleanup hitter. So with this change in the lineup, Neto getting more RBI opportunities, and he is been able to cash some of those in. 11 RBIs in 10 games, batting cleanup with the 5 tonight. A fly ball to the left field line and a long run for Trammell as it gets out of play.
He's smiling with that bobblehead in his locker right now with their swings tonight.
14 runs for the Angels in this game on 13 hits.
Chargers having a good time against Texas tonight so far.
It's hard to score on that Texans defense, by the way.
Very hard.
And the Angels have matched their season high in runs scored. They scored 14 on May 30th at Tropicana Field against the Rays. Now 14 in this game, still with 4 innings left after this one. So the Angels with a chance to reach season highs in both runs scored and hits today.
By the way, it's the 5th inning.
1 ball 2 strikes on Ballesteros, who has had a double, a single, 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs tonight. Angels 14, Astros 2. And Ballesteros cuts through that to end the inning. 3-run smash from Zach Neto. This ball was absolutely crushed way out to left center. Well, I always know that when you see a big lead like this, you always think about how great it is for the pitcher.
Yes. You feel real good about that. You always say, hey, give me 15 runs, airtight defense, and I'll take my chances. Well, it's been 14 so far, taking your chances.
Kristen Vasquez looks at a strike, and Grayson Rodriguez has been able to use his fastball really ever since the wildness against the first couple of hitters. He's thrown a lot of strikes. Vasquez, though, pops this one into right center. And he has a base hit. Rodriguez does need to get through this inning to qualify for the win. I'm sure Kurt Suzuki will give him an ample opportunity here to get 3 outs. Rodriguez looking for his 4th win of the year. He has not won a game since July 10th when he beat the Twins.
And you wonder at some point now, will the Astros start changing some batters? And it looks like you're already seeing that in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, Yordan Alvarez, the big one. Although I don't know how many batters they'll change because they've already had a couple of their starters resting tonight anyway. Jeremy Pena and Christian Walker both not in the lineup. So with those 2 out, I don't know how many guys you'd even be able to put in the game. But there is Yainer Diaz, and he would bat for Yordan Alvarez, which would end his night fairly early. Imagine they would take a look at taking Altuve out if they can.
Tell you what, though, if you're on the mound and you're Grayson Rodriguez, even though you've pitched him extremely well in your career, he does have that hit today. It's another good fastball for him. Another punchy on a fastball. You still don't mind him out of the game.
Yeah, I would imagine not, as Wade is down on strikes. 5 punch outs for Rodriguez. He's gotten Wade twice.
And the thing is, too, Wayne, with his fastball today, yes, it's been firm, but he hasn't gone to the middle part of the plate with it, too. He's going to the edges and shadows, above the zone.
Here is Diaz batting for Alvarez. The Astros did make a roster move before the game. They DFA'd Nelson Velasquez, who was hitting balls on the train tracks during BP today, but then got DFA'd.
Yes. He hit the train up there.
There's a grounder and a base hit for Diaz, who gets another hit against the Angels.
I think he hits everything hard, too. And it's usually aggressive swings on the first one. He's had 8 swing and misses on his fastball so far, Grayson Rodriguez. That's another 103-mile-an-hour hit off the bat for Diaz.
Brings up Paredes. Telling you about that DFA of Velasquez, because the Astros added an infielder when they DFA'd him. They brought up Raynel Delgado, and I think he's going to be the one to bat for Altuve here. And he is. Delgado is in the on-deck circles, so that's the new guy after they let Velasquez go, and He'll be.
His BP was impressive today, though.
Velasquez.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he was certainly a BP superstar today. We haven't even seen him in this series, and we won't see him either because he's not on the team anymore. Reynel Delgado is, and he will bat in place of Altuve. This lopsided score.
Sometimes it's hard with a score like this to just continue to pitch the way you were early in the game, but that's the mindset you have to have. I don't just groove pitches in there because it's a significant lead. I got to continue to pitch the way I did the first 4 innings of this game.
Now it's Paredes hobbling around. The Astros don't want to have to move things around and put Christian Walker in the game. Try to give Walker a day off and trying to get Pena right after he was hit by that pitch yesterday, although a pitch that he swung at. There's Pena with the night off.
I would expect him in there tomorrow against the A's.
The A's or whatever's left of them.
I know. It's amazing how many key bats are out of that lineup for them.
All of them. Literally all of their best players are hurt. The Astros, they need Pena to be successful. He's not in there today, and they're not winning today. The A's have lost Kurtz, Soderstrom, Langeliers, and now Jacob Wilson. Bounce down the third base side. Grissom backhands, throws to second one. Frazier to first, and that's a double play.
Love that. Good play there. Nice recovery on that one by Grissom on the backhand. Firm throw for double play.
Well, the diamond and the gridiron are colliding Sunday, August 30th. Angels football jersey. Be one of the first 25,000 fans to take home your very own Joe Adell Angels football jersey.
They're colliding tonight too with a 14-2 game going there. It's a safety.
Yeah, give them the safety. That's courtesy of San Diego County Credit Union. Angels.com/promotions. Vaughn Grissom with 3 RBIs tonight, giving him 50 now on the year, facing Tatsuya Imai on the mound in the 6th inning. The Astros just want to see Imai gain some confidence, I guess. It has been a miserable year for Imai. 5.29 ERA has fallen out of the rotation. And I mean, putting him in a 14-2 game kind of tells you where it's all turned around here for Imai.
But these are one of those games too you can really start working on some things to build confidence.
That's what they're hoping for. A ball 1 strike on Grissom. Had some comments from Imai the other day talking about how he thinks next year will be better. Well, this one's not quite over yet. You got 5.5 weeks of the regular season plus a team that's possibly in the playoffs.
I mean, you could change everything around if you're on that roster to do something special in the postseason. That's what he's got to be thinking.
Absolutely.
I can help this team win series in the postseason. Then you don't even talk about what happened during the regular season then.
And you could shape yourself into someone who, I mean, at that point in the postseason, unless you're really a frontline starter, as a ground ball here hit by Grissom to third, thrown across for the first out. Teams just want arms that can get 3 outs, 6 outs, 9 outs, whatever, in a postseason setting. And if Imai can establish himself to be someone that Joe Espada can trust in a postseason setting, that could still be on the table for him.
No question. Stuff says it should play if he starts being more aggressive and throwing strikes.
We were here for Imai's major league debut at the beginning of the season as Josh Lowe fouls one back. That game didn't go well, and a lot of the games haven't gone well for Imai. He pitched in the 2nd game of the year against the Angels. Which was in the 4th game, the 2nd game that Houston won. He gave up 4 runs in 2 2/3 innings in that game. Looking back at those early box scores, my handwriting really is not very good at the beginning of the season. It takes me a while to get back into it. I don't write anything down for 6 months once the season's
I'll tell you
over.
what, I'll take your handwriting any day over mine.
Well, it's good now. I'm back in the groove. At the beginning of the season, my wrist didn't even work.
You're back in the saddle again by Aerosmith.
Here I am. No balls, 2 strikes on Josh Lowe. 2 runs scored tonight. He dumps one foul.
Really got robbed of a hit off the foot.
It has to hold my scorebook up.
Yes. Well, so good.
Can anybody read this? Is anybody out there? It's better than Clyde Wright's. Better than Pause.
I don't know about Orbit though.
No, I saw Orbit writing on a chalkboard.
Yes, that
earlier.
was excellent down there.
His spelling and his handwriting were very good compared to Pause. It was borderline illiterate. He couldn't write anything. No, Orbit was writing everything down in pristine handwriting today.
I'm never going to say anything about anybody's handwriting. I can't even read my own.
That's true. Yours is doctorish. No question. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Lowe. Two outs says we'll take a ride with Hyundai.
Enjoy your new car.
Thanks. Gonna run. Okay, bye.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Tyler Heineman will be the batter here. Heineman 2 sacrifice bunts tonight. Had an RBI on one of them. A single and a run scored in the 5th. So he's 1 for 1 with his 3 plate appearances today. Breaks his bat, hits a bouncing ball toward the middle. It is grabbed by Nick Allen, cutting in front of the second baseman Delgado, and that ends the inning. Well, Grayson Rodriguez has certainly benefited from a lot of run support tonight, but his fastball has been sharp, and ever since that blip in the very beginning of the game, he's been in command.
Yeah, 9 swing and misses, 8 with his fastball today. It's been up there sissy, 97, 98, riding that fastball above the zone, painting the corners and the shadows with it also. Got a ground ball double play to finish off that last half inning. Family, friends, excited for Grayson. 70 pitches.
So Jose Siri in left field. He came on last inning when Wade Meckler left the game. Angels have put Vaughn Grissom over at first base, and he'll receive this throw from Adam Frazier on a bouncer off the bat of Delgado. Denzer Guzman has come in to play third base as Nolan Shonowell has left the game.
I think he was all right. Remember that one time he stretched for that one throw? He was making some movement around as far as the midsection, so hopefully everything's okay. Big lead, give him a little bit of a breather.
Strike 1 to Dalton Varsho.
8 outs on the ground for Rodriguez, a guy that hasn't got a ton of ground ball action this season, but throughout his career got a lot more ground ball, especially on his changeup.
Well, we've talked a lot about Urania and what he has turned into this season, how Clausen has looked lately, and Detmer's looking more and more like a guy that you can put in the top of any rotation around baseball. Well, there's another guy, Grayson Rodriguez. If he can round into form, he still has a couple of years left.
Yes, extremely young.
Still a couple of years of team control. He's only 26, so and he's shown the ability to get major league hitters out in the past as an Oriole. It's the guy the Angels would love to see become someone they could rely on as they turn the page to next season.
Some good young arms, and there's a lot of good ones in the minor league level. Seeing more and more guys getting ranked in that top 100 in baseball.
Yeah, Tyler Bremner, obviously the prize prospect as far as pitching, but you know, Johnny Slowinski's
been great.
Kind of a fringe top 100 consensus.
And not just the auto parts guy.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Varsho.
Anytime we get a Tommy Boy reference in there at any kind, we're good. Even though it's not quite that, but it's close.
Yeah.
That last name.
See what becomes of Ryan Johnson in the rotation as well. He'll pitch Saturday in Texas. This ball's line foul. Full rotations have not been announced for that series. Well, the Rangers rotation has been up in the air because of the injury to Eovaldi. They weren't sure when DeGrom was going to go. Finally, he did return tonight and threw the ball well, striking out 10 against the Nationals in 6 innings. Varsho hits one in the air to left. It backs up Siri over toward that wall, and he makes the catch on the warning track.
It's still amazing, and it's a head scratcher how well the Halos have swung the bat against DeGrom over even the last couple of seasons. I mean, incredible numbers.
They really have. They will not get another chance to do that this year with DeGrom pitching today, and the Angels finish up their season series with Texas this weekend. Angels have already won the season series against the Rangers. Gone 7-3 against them. Really took care of them at home. The Angels won 6 of the 7 games against the Rangers at Angel Stadium. There's the upcoming series with tomorrow's game on Apple TV, but it's AB TV the rest of the way thanks to Pechanga Resort Casino. The Angels back home next week against Cleveland and Philadelphia, teams that are vying for playoff spots. Guardians won today. They beat the Giants 5-2, but they're still 4 under. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Taylor Trammell. Cleveland needs to make a move. Now, they had an incredible September last year. They're going to need to rely on that again to get to the playoffs again this year. We'll see them next week. We'll see the Phillies next weekend. Philadelphia right now the 2nd wild card holder in the National League. San Diego is the 3rd wild card holder. Arizona is close, but they just put Ketel Marte on the IL, and who really knows what's going on there. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Trammell as he taps 1 foul.
There are some really good teams in the National League. It's a tough call on who advances to that World Series. I mean, obviously the Dodgers are so deep. The Cubs are excellent. The Braves, Phillies with that starting pitching, if their offense puts it together. San Diego's playing well too.
Well, they've finally started hitting. You know, Tatis had a slow start, so did Machado, Merrill. If those guys swing the bats, I mean, they have a good enough pitching staff, especially with that bullpen. They can be a tough out.
This is so amazing. We always end up forgetting Milwaukee, how good they are, because they are so good.
Rodriguez blows away Trammell and works a 1-2-3-6. Join your Halos for Fiesta Angels presented by Macy's Saturday, August 29th. What are we looking at here? Beginning at 3 p.m. outside the home plate gate. Enjoy live music and dancing, sponsor giveaways, and more. Angels.com/Fiesta for more information. What is this? Some kind of funnel cake? The marshmallow on it? Here's Frazier rolling 1 toward first. Wade with the play off the bag to Imai for the out. I was told there's an Angels inspired hot dog that they had made for this series. That's not it though. That looks like I don't know. I wouldn't eat that.
We just anytime we get some food in our booth, we're always happy.
Well, they said they were going to bring us the Angels hot dogs.
Yes.
And then they never did. We got denied. 1 out as Jose Siri bats. And if they want to give us a late delivery, we'll take it on the plane.
Take it. By the way, it was good that Clyde Wright checked in the middle of the game here. Talking about how his handwriting.
Is that the hot? Let's take a few back to Clyde Wright. We owe him one after he gave us those donuts with the bowling pins in them.
Yes.
Ball's in a strike on Siri. What do you want? He's calling you in the middle of the game.
Yeah, I know. And he goes, tell Wayne that my handwriting is way better than his.
I don't think so. we go back to the eye doctor. 1 ball, 1 strike on Siri.
It's always good having Clyde check in. He goes, you know what? I threw a no-hitter.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did.
We love Clyde Wright.
Yes, we do.
Clyde bopping around Angel Stadium. He's 85 years old.
With a tremendous sense of humor.
Yes. And if you can get past the southern accent, he's actually very sharp. Clyde Wright threw a no-hitter for the Angels. I'm telling you, you wouldn't even know he was 85.
No, he looks great.
He's in great shape.
Yes, he is. I just hope he doesn't call us back here right now to understand that we're in the middle of a game.
22-game winner for the Angels in 1970. First no-hitter in Angel Stadium history as the comeback player of the year that year. Here's Trout at the plate with Jose Siri now aboard after a walk. Trout has a walk and a run scored today.
Trout between his second and third at bat. Take a look at our StatCast powered by Google Cloud, where you saw those 4-seamers upper part of the strike zone. He took a couple that next at bat, including that one out of the strike zone. So more patient as far as not going above the zone with that fastball. Good hack there. Real good hack on that 4-seamer.
Clyde is still the only Angel lefty to win 20 games in a season.
Wow.
He might be the only one ever to win. Nobody wins 20 games anymore.
No.
Hasn't been a 20-game winner in the American League since 2019. Yeah, Chuck Finley never got there.
Mark Langston too, when you think about it, because Langer had some really good years himself.
Finley topped out at 18 as an Angel. And Langston had a 19-win season in 1991 for the Angels, but just fell short of 20. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Reed Detmer has had a great year. He's had 4 wins.
Yes. That's unreal.
Detmers actually has a chance to end up with the fewest wins in Major League history for a pitcher that ends up with 200 strikeouts in a season. There have been a handful of pitchers to have 6 wins in 200 strikeout seasons, but Detmers only has 4 wins at 167 strikeouts.
He's thrown the ball so well all season long.
Face Mackenzie Gore tomorrow. This one off the foot of Trout. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And an ERA with 3.78. Reed Detmers. Boy, when you think about expected ERA, it's even way lower. Right on top of his foot. After getting hit in the hand yesterday.
Trout lined out his last time. He is one of just 2 Angels in the starting lineup without a hit. Although Shonowell now out of the game, so he won't have a chance to get a hit, although he did have an RBI today.
Another good take on the high fastball. And breaking news again. It's a 3-2 count.
That's ball 4. So Trout walks for the second time.
It's now 85 walks on the season for Trout.
For Imai, 2 in a row here with 1 out in the 7th.
After he had retired 4 in a row, throwing the ball well. It's been the big thing for him is the walks.
Gives him 44 walks now in 66 innings on the year. Entirely too many. Does have 80 strikeouts, so tough to square up, but a lot of bases on balls here from Imai as Guzman whiffs on a fastball.
He's got good life on his fastball. He's been 95, 96 here. Work his way up to 97.
14-2 here in the 7th inning. Angels erupted with 6 in the 4th and 4 in the 5th. Knocked Peter Lambert out. He allowed a career high tying 9 runs in this game. First time all year giving up more than 5. Guzman is down on strikes 2 away, and the Angels now in position to win a road series for the first time since they took 2 out of 3 in Detroit in late May.
Especially against this rival here in this ballpark, to win a series would be great.
Actually have won the season series here. Remember, the Angels and Astros split the first 4 games of the season in this ballpark, so the Angels will have a winning record here at Daikin Park for the year, provided that they get 9 more outs.
I think the bullpen's activated for the Halos down there. What a nice job, though, by Grayson Rodriguez tonight.
Blake Wyman throwing now. Yeah, Rodriguez really settled in after that bumpy first inning. Had some control issues against the first few batters, but recovered incredibly well after that. Made it through 6.
Very efficient innings, too. 6 punch outs. No earned runs, a couple walks.
Just his 2nd time getting through 6 innings this year.
Seeing 86 pitches, 65 strikes, considered 8 of the first 9 out of his zone.
That's really an incredible percentage that he ended up with down the stretch in this game. After those first 9 pitches, he threw 83% strikes.
Doesn't have that look as if he's done yet, though. He's still moving around. If he wants to stay in the game, who's going to tell him no? I'd say, yep, by all means, go ahead.
It's been a nice homecoming for Grayson Rodriguez today. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Zach Neto. He takes a pitch in the dirt. Neto's had a 5 RBI day, 3 hits, including a 3-run homer. All 3 of his hits have driven in runs. He's never had a 4-hit game in his career. Getting RBI chances in the cleanup spot, and he has started to drive in those runs. He's had 11 RBIs while batting 4th in 10 games over the last couple of weeks, largely in that spot.
His hands look really quick here today. Really, really quick. 428. This is a blast out. He's crushed 2 fastballs back-to-back at bats.
Two balls, 2 strikes here on Neto. He lofts this one toward left center field. This one headed for the gap. Long run. Varsho. He can't get it. It's up against the wall. It scores Siri. It scores Trout. And Zach Neto has driven in 7 tonight.
7th heaven. Zach Neto.
First time.
Hits and RBIs. Wow. That was a slider, too. So maybe I'll get 1 more at bat. I'm going to hit for the cycle.
Needs a triple now. 4 hits and 7 runs batted in. Both first times for Neto in his career. And he has opened things up here tonight. The Angels have a 16-2 lead. So Neto now has 13 RBIs in 10 games as a cleanup hitter.
He's cleaning up the RBIs in that spot.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do. That's why they call it the cleanup hitter. He now has 61 runs batted in on the season, which puts him right up against Joe Adell now for the team lead. Adell still is the team leader with 62. Well, he's not here to defend his title anymore. It's a season high in runs scored for the Angels with 16.
Trying to kick that field goal to get to 17.
Gotta have it. Gotta have 17. No balls, 2 strikes on Ballesteros. A swing and a miss to end the inning. And a couple more runs, and Zach Neto has driven in 7 by himself tonight. A career high 4-hit game, making it 16-2. Well, you're right. Nobody did try to stop Grayson Rodriguez from going to the mound for the bottom of the 7th. He's had a brilliant performance here tonight. He has all runs he could possibly need with a 16-2 advantage. Thanks to 7 RBIs and 4 hits from Zach Neto tonight.
Still pumping in that fastball too. Another swing and miss on a fastball.
Rodriguez has 6 strikeouts in the game. He's had 1 in each inning.
Neto's got a touchdown himself today as far as RBIs. 7 of them.
Well, it's been a game changer with him in that cleanup spot. As he'll get a chance to field his position here. 2 hops off the bat of Smith, and the running throw to Grissom. 1 out. Rodriguez had 90 pitches, over 80% strikes.
Wow.
After those first 2 hitters where he couldn't find the plate.
That is unreal. Talk about making an adjustment in the game. Wow. This thing survived like he did in that first inning, only giving up 2 runs there. That was so important. A lot of things went against him in that inning.
All 1 to Nick Allen. First 9 pitches, 8 were out of the strike zone. Out of the first 13, 11 were out of the strike zone. Angels have moved Adam Frazier to the outfield with Oswald Peraza coming into play second base. As Jose Siri goes to center field. That gets Trout out of the game. There's Mike Trout.
Still manages to score 2 more runs. They have a couple walks today. 85 walks in the season for Trout.
Puts him up around the leaders for the American League in that category. One liner to short, caught by Neto. Angels did say that they took Nolan Shonowell out of the game because of right side soreness.
I remember on that, I think the stretch on that throw.
That's something to keep an eye on now with Shonowell leaving this game early. It was not because of the score, but because of some soreness in his right side. So find out more about that after the game. Christian Vasquez stands in here with 2 out, nobody on. Angels up 16-2, and Grayson Rodriguez trying to get through 7 for the 2nd time this year. He did so in his return to Baltimore when he faced the Orioles on August 4th. Now in front of his friends and family here in Texas, making the trip from Nacogdoches. No balls and 2 strikes. His family had a 13-acre property out there in Nacogdoches, Texas. So his dad put a baseball field on it, had a mound, baselines, had a 200-foot home run fence. And they turned Grayson into a baseball player,
Yeah,
major leaguer.
That worked out pretty well.
His mom actually played softball and was a softball coach as well. So the sport close to the family's hearts, and they have watched Grayson Rodriguez dominate here in Houston tonight.
Ready to react to maybe a punch out here to finish off his evening.
He has not allowed an earned run in this game. Both of the runs scored in the first inning were unearned. Christian Vasquez with this pop-up takes Grayson Rodriguez through 7 brilliant innings tonight. Quite a homecoming here in Texas, and the friends and family on their feet for Grayson Rodriguez. Angels baseball on ABTV, presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. All Angels tonight 16-2. Grayson Rodriguez certainly did his part, and the offense has done its part.
It's a great job there, surviving that first inning and just threw the ball exceptionally well. He still has that look he wants to go back out there again. And again, if he wants to, he is going back out.
Well, he's had about 100 pitches now, 99 to be exact, so it's probably it. That is the first time he has even thrown that many pitches in a game this year. Second time he's gone 7 innings. Giving up just 2 unearned runs. Be his first outing this year without an earned run allowed. Before the game, his overall numbers were still unsightly, but we have seen him pitch better really since the end of July. Last handful of starts now have looked a lot more like a guy that's trying to work his way into being a durable major league starter again.
Exactly. I mean, we were seeing that consistency at 98, but getting that feel for that changeup too. And he got quite a few ground ball outs today.
There's a chip shot toward third, kind of flattened out on Paredes, and he throws it past Lamont Wade. So Grissom goes to second base, and run number 17 is in scoring position.
Should get a hit and an error on that one, I would imagine.
There'll be an error on the third baseman, Paredes, who probably should have just put this in his pocket once it flattened out a bit. Hopped right over Wade's glove, and Grissom now at second with nobody out. Josh Lowe has 2 hits and 2 runs scored today. A lot of damage, really. Most of the damage has been done from the 4 through 9 hitters in the order. Especially in terms of driving in the runs. Neto's driven in 7. 1 ball, 1 strike. It was the 15th hit in this game for the Angels. Erica asked us before the game, she was trying to get the exact number of the season high in hits. What, did she have some premonition?
Yes.
How did she know that was going to come into play today?
She's outstanding. She knows what she's talking about.
Today of all days, you said, what's the season high in hits before the game started?
Yes.
Well, Wayne, as Ross from Friends would say, that's unagi. I know Goofy knows that reference.
Yes. Anytime you get Ross from Friends in, that's always a good day.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Friends and Tommy Boy in the same game. That's doing it right.
It's quite a premonition. Angels are 1 hit behind their season high in that category. And they've already had a new season high in runs scored. It's low, too low, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Trying to work their way around to give Zach Neto another chance to swing the bat maybe in this game.
Now 4 hits, 7 RBI performance for Neto. This one is popped up as Paredes in foul ground is there for the out. So 1 away, and we'll find out what we can eat tonight at Jack in the Box.
At FOMO, get my Philly style bonus Jack combos and new Philly Munchie Meal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Tyler Heineman at the plate now, base hit and a run scored, also has an RBI and a safety squeeze sacrifice bunt. 2 sack bunts in this game. Strike 1 from Tatsuya Imai. And the cleanup role on the mound here tonight as he tries to get back on track to what's been a rough year for him, transitioning from Japan. Imai largely part of an Astros rotation that has had an ERA over 5 this year. That was before Lambert allowed 9 runs.
Something you don't normally see with that starting rotation over the years for the Astros.
Heineman loops one to second base on a line to Delgado, 2 outs. Imai was a 3-time All-Star in Japan for the Seibu Lions. Some really good years the last couple of seasons and got that contract with the Astros in the offseason. First NPB signing in Astros history. Hard to believe that for a long time the Astros didn't have any scouts even in Japan.
That is surprising. Consider how effective their scouting has been.
Two balls, no strikes on Frazier. Imai said he was attracted to signing with the Astros because largely of how well Yusei Kikuchi did here a couple of years ago. After the Astros traded for him in 2024, he had one of the best stretches of his career in Houston. Here's a line drive, and it's snagged by Delgado. The 17th run will have to wait.
What a play that was. That ball was smoked by Frazier.
I'll never forgive Raynel Delgado. Angels baseball and AB TV brought to you by Amazon. Spend less on your kids for back to school, and by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One Love. Downtown Houston. So the Angels have a 16-2 lead. 6 more outs to win this series. Blake Wyman will try to get 3 of them here in the bottom of the 8th. Lamont Wade takes ball 1. Angels are off to Dallas after the game. They'll play the Rangers in Arlington tomorrow night. Be an Apple TV extravaganza tomorrow. Wyman puts in a strike to Wade. Wyman replacing Grayson Rodriguez, who was superb tonight.
He was really good. Just the adjustment he made after that first inning.
The Rangers winning tonight 2-0. This loss for the Astros would shave that lead down to just 1 game again. The Angels taking on the other team part of it this weekend in Texas. The Astros will face an A's club that has just fallen apart. The A's lost again today. They're 30 games under 500, and they have the worst record in baseball now.
All those guys were healthy. Their bats. They were a pretty solid team.
They were at the top of the division for a couple of days back in June even. They have fallen dramatically since then, and with all their bats out, they look like a totally different team. Swing and a miss, strike 3 as Wyman strikes out the first batter that he faces.
Sliders and sweeper, nasty. What a great story for Wyman. Just that perseverance, getting up to the show here. It's been solid. Over 2,700 RPM, so incredible spin rate on it.
Talked about it with Wyman that all the years he has spent at AAA and even AA, came up from AA this year. As Diaz hits a pop up shallow right. Peraza goes to get that. 2 outs. But that's a lot of pills to swallow with how many times, and you know, I'm sure he was supportive every time that a teammate was called up. But at some point you're watching all your teammates go up and come back and go up and stay up. You have to wonder if you're ever going to get your turn.
Yeah, I mean it's tough.
Finally, that turn has come for Blake Wyman. He's a major league pitcher. Strike to Isak Paredes.
Yeah, you're always happy for your teammates getting the call to the show. It's like watching Rudy, man, all those times when and if he would ever get to put that jersey on and be on the active roster for Notre Dame.
Seen a couple articles, a couple of things recently about some players who've gotten called up to the major leagues, but they never actually got into a game and got sent down without coming into a game and never got called back up. Those kind of phantom major leaguers, guys who never end up on Baseball Reference or having officially appeared in a big league game, but did spend time on a big league active roster for a short while. That has to be that has to be really something to sit with.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You get the call, but you don't actually get into a game ever, and you never get that call again. I don't know. Are you a major leaguer or not?
You can always say you were.
You just can't prove it, though. No balls, 2 strikes on Paredes.
Like the Moonlight Graham.
Well, even Moonlight Graham got in a game.
Didn't have an official at bat.
Moonlight Graham was he a pinch runner, a defensive replacement? He never actually did bat, but he did play in a major league game in 1905. Played right field. He was out there for 1 inning. And well, that's it. That counts. He was in a major league game, but he never did bat. And then he became a dentist or whatever. Here's a line drive to the right field corner from Paredes. How did that end up out of play?
It is just so difficult ever to strike out, no matter what. I mean, that was a perfect pitch.
I guess it hit a fan over there. It bounced up over the wall and hit a fan and then bounced back onto the field. And Josh Lowe gave the fan the ball. It's a little hop right off the kid there. And then Josh Lowe said, "Hold on a second. I'll give this kid the ball." Strike to Reynel Delgado.
Baseball, though.
That worked out.
Ooh.
Right off the shoulder.
Try to get him to chase that sweeper again. Look, you got him to chase
strike on
that.
the swing, so Wyman with a scoreless 8th inning. Angels fans, vote for the Dubai Chocolate Waffle. Fill in your Ballpark Bites bracket for a chance to win tickets to try these bites in stadium. MLB.com/bracket. I'll go to that right now. I don't even know which bites are on that bracket other than the Dubai Chocolate Waffle. I'm going to fill out the bracket as we go. Here's a fly ball to center from Siri against Lamont Wade Jr. now pitching as Varsho makes that catch. I'll fill out that bracket while we take a ride with Kia. The Fenway bite is the lobster poutine against the ferry boat crab nachos from T-Mobile Park. It's a fair ball, and Oswald Peraza has a base hit. This will be a double. That's 16 runs, 16 hits. Oh, right there.
Looking for double 17.
I'm going to vote for the crab nachos. I don't like poutine.
Come back to Rondé Key for the game today. I want to break free. Well, they definitely have on the offensive side here today. Talk about breaking free with some great swings. Wow, 16 runs, 16 hits.
There's a good man. The Mooney shot from the White Sox and the Casadilla from the Blue Jays. There's a liner to left, out toward the wall. It is gone. Well, the 17th hit is a home run, and Denzer Guzman gives the Angels an 18-2 lead.
Wow, what a game. To rock it out. Just 106. Line shot out in the Crawford boxes. Thankfully, our buddies are doing the game from in the booth today, not up there in the stands. That was a rocket out there to the Crawford boxes.
Well, we got there. 17 hits, a season high, and both 17 and now 18 runs. As Zach Neto makes it 18 hits.
Jeez.
That's 5 hits in the game for Neto to go with his 7 RBIs.
Last person to have 7 RBIs a game was number 17, Shohei Ohtani.
Well, you know, there's a chance now for the Angels to win by 17. If Neto can come around. Moises Ballesteros will bat against Lamont Wade. Ballesteros pops this one up to left, and it's Trammell for the out. 2 down. Well, this takes a bite out of the Astros having the best run differential in the AL West. Although it wasn't saying much because every team in the division has a negative run differential, but Houston had at least the least negative run differential, entering today at -31. Now they're at -47. So that puts Seattle -46 and Texas -46 back ahead of them. No balls, 2 strikes on Grissom.
Grissom is trying to stay back so hard there. That was a 39-mile-an-hour slider. Slightly below the hitting speed. Oh, that was a 37.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Grissom, it's a 1-hopper to short, and that ends the inning. 18 runs, 18 hits, both season highs for the Halos. Denzer Guzman with a 2-run homer to cap it here in the 9th. Zach Neto, 5 hits, 7 RBIs, and he will talk through it with Erica Weston after 3 more outs. And then it'll be our Angels Live postgame show presented by Kia. (18-2) now after the Angels scored 2 more in the top of the 9th. With that Dubai chocolate waffles matched up with chocolate fish on a stick at Target Field in Minnesota. A fish-shaped waffle with vanilla ice cream and chocolate sauce against our Dubai chocolate waffle at Angel Stadium, which has chocolate cream, strawberries, pistachio cream, and crispy dough.
Yum.
Well, take that, fish on a stick. I want to vote for the Dubai chocolate waffle.
What are you doing to me right now? You know my palate.
I'm just voting. That's ripped fair down the right field line by Varsho. And it'll be a leadoff double here in the bottom of the 9th.
Be able to keep that one fair.
Just voting for all the hot dogs on here in your honor.
Yes, thank you.
They have the pork burnt in bloomin' onion here at Dyken Park. One of the things that we were not delivered over the last few days, as we were promised. Somebody challenged here. 18-2, and why not? And that's a ball. Yeah, you can't take him home with you.
Back to his slider game between slider and sweeper. Got him to go after that one. Get around that slider there.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Taylor Trammell. Angels with an 18-2 lead, a blowout here in Houston. And a chopper up the middle as Peraza makes that play to first. Over to third goes Varsho. Out with Varsho at third base. Cam Smith 0 for 3 today. A couple of groundouts and a strikeout. Grayson Rodriguez shut down the Astros. A couple unearned runs in the first inning, and that was it.
Still so impressive that bounced back like at a tough, odd first inning too.
Fly to right center. This will bring home a run as Siri goes to get it in the alley. 2 outs, a sacrifice fly for Smith. As Varsho comes in to make it 18-3, and the crowd goes wild.
First run that Wyman has allowed in the show.
First run for the Astros since the first inning. And the fans that have stayed behind enthusiastically rooting for the home team there.
Some high fives too in the stands.
It's a base hit for Nick Allen.
Second hit of the game for Allen. Always aggressive on the first pitch. Remember, he hit that home run yesterday against Urania on the first pitch. At that point, it was no runs on the board for either team.
This is shaping up to be the largest win the Angels have ever had against the Astros. They beat them by 10 April 4th, 2014. Now, this is way more than that. A 15-run lead with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. So this will likely be the biggest blowout the Angels have ever had against the Astros.
And just the thought of winning a series down in this ballpark. Zach Neto, what a game he's had. First time ever. 5-hit performance. 7 RBIs.
Well, historically, since the Astros became an American League team, they have had their way with the Angels. Houston has had a better record against the Angels than any other opponent they've ever played. They've won over 60% of the time. The Angels getting one back in a major way here tonight. As the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes on Christian Vasquez. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Say goodnight to the Astros as the Angels put together their most decisive win ever against the Astros. They crush them tonight 18-3. And Zach Neto with the best game of his major league career, going for 5 hits and 7 runs batted in.
Oh, what a performance all the way around there too for the Halos. Mason Rodriguez picks up the W. Zach Neto the story, but that balance 4 through 9 in the lineup did some serious damage tonight. Frazier with a real good game himself. Josh Lowe with a big game. Everyone across the board with a big game. Grissom, big game.
A full team effort as the Angels win a series on the road for the first time in almost 3 months since they beat the Tigers 2 out of 3 in Detroit. As the Angels win tonight in a convincing way, 18-3. Zach Neto for the first time in his career getting 4 hits, let alone 5, which is what he ended up with, knocking in 7 runs and a long 3-run homer, part of it.
Just a tremendous effort. His swing was so solid throughout the game. How quick his hands were. Really good to see that. How quick those were. That's 428. Central. A lot of great swings. 18 runs against the Astros.
Angels had 22 at bats with men in scoring position tonight. They were 9 for 22. Driving in those runs, Neto had 7 RBIs in the cleanup spot. Now has had 13 runs batted in over his 10 games there. Astros were just 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position tonight. It was all Angels here at Daikin Park tonight. Zach Neto, our Toyota player of the game with Erica Weston.
Zach, 5 hits tonight, 7 RBIs. You are the first Angel to have 7 RBIs in a game since Shohei back in 2022. How would you describe the way you were feeling in the box tonight?
I felt good, seeing the ball well. You know, my teammates put me in a really good spot to hit. You know, if it wasn't for Mac, unfortunately he wore a ball off the head, but if it wasn't for him getting on and Nolan being at double play, you know, the inning would have not kept going. And, you know, it's just the small things that matter. And, you know, we're making sure we're putting a big emphasis on it to finish the year.
Yeah, your teammates giving you chances to drive in runs. It's now 13 RBIs in 10 games batting cleanup. You feeling at home in that spot?
Yeah, I mean, I batted there in college. You know, I give a lot of thanks to Call of Duty. You know, it's helped me kind of calm down a little bit, and you know, just a piece outside of this. You know, just good or bad day. You know, I go to the hotel or home and play some Call of Duty and just, you know, get my mind on something else.
Well, this is the first time you guys have won a series on the road since the end of May back in Detroit. I know the season hasn't gone the way that you guys would have wanted, but to do it in this fashion, in this ballpark against that team must mean something to you.
Yeah, for sure. Always taking it serious from an in division, you know, opponent, and especially a team that's in the playoffs. You know, we look at it as like if we're not in it, then we got to beat people so they can't be in it. And who other than the Astros? You know, like I said, in division team, and you know, it's a really good ball club over there. And you know, we just stuck to our guns, and bullpen had a really good series, and we just situational hitting, that was key.
playing spoilers. Thanks for the time. Nice job.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
The Astro lead in the division now, just one game over the Rangers, who the Angels will play next. Zach Neto drove in 7 tonight, had 5 hits, and Grayson Rodriguez 7 solid innings on the mound for the win. Angels get their biggest win ever against the Astros, 18-3, and we'll be back to wrap it up.